1, 2, 3. Schwablam. Hello, fragrance lovers. I'm Tom.
I'm Galen.
And this is, as predicted, your 15 minutes of FUME.
Or is it? Just kidding, it is.
No, it is.
That's what we're doing. Welcome to the show.
There's enough misinformation out there as it is. When last you saw us, we were doing something else. But when you saw us before that, we were reviewing the perfumes that Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab had put out, a little collection, you may have heard of it, called Fire Down Below, inspired by sea shanties of yore.
What are sea shanties?
Watch the previous video, and we try to explain it.
Okay.
Anyhow, we reviewed 6 of the 11 fragrances then. We have 5 left. That's some simple arithmetic that even a sailor could probably do.
Even I could do it. I'm bad at math.
But you're cute and you're great at smelling fumes. So we're going to jump right in and pick up alphabetically where we left off, which is, would you like to read it since you wrote it in Sharpie?
It says, haul on the bowline.
Adorable little placeholder labels, because I guess we didn't have the regular ones. Haul on the bowline. So, haul on the bowline, the bully ships are rolling, etc., etc., etc. You know the words. The scent for this one is a short haul shanty for getting the job done. Boy, if there's anything my life could use right now. A thumping chant of patchouli, tobacco absolute, black cedar, and cocoa bean.
Ooh.
Those are 4 things that I understand and that I enjoy smelling like.
Me
I just
too.
don't understand how this could go wrong.
And
Ooh, so right off the cap, I'm getting, of course, the cocoa and the patchouli are just kind of like doing a little tarantella. That's really nice. The cedar and the patchouli kind of, I mistook cedar for patchouli when we were reviewing these before. Do you remember? Because they both have a kind of like a distinctive scratchy funk.
yeah, they do.
And to hear, they're almost inseparable to my nose in a way that I, of course, really like because it conforms to my previously held biases. I love that there's just like this breath of sweet cocoa in it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of gnarly and unkempt, but you know, there's like a little coziness. What was the other thing? Oh, the tobacco absolute, which, okay, so I love tobacco as a note. I love the grittiness and the sweetness and the kind of chewiness of it. And what's funny is no matter how much I love it, about like an hour in, I start to feel a little ill because I think my body is like, no, you have like, you have taken on too much ballast tobacco-wise. I'll never quit. I just love it so much. Smoky.
I think this is perfect. I don't even know what to say. I'm kind of speechless.
It just reminds me of like 4 different BPALs that I love that I can now smell in one bottle.
Rolled into one, yeah.
You got your Tombstone, you got your Elegba, which I really love. We've got, it reminds me of the Goblin sack I've been wearing recently, which was not released as a standalone scent, but was
reminds
like
me of Goblin. So that, yeah, so there's like a lot of,
it's like just such a
sweet
like
patchouli
it's
scent.
just a BPAL scent.
Yeah.
You got your tobacco, your cedar, your patchouli, your cocoa bean. What else do you need? This is a kind of a great bridge, I think, for people who are curious about patchouli but maybe a little scared. Because
this is a non-scary patchouli for sure.
It's just tempered and kind of like blended at the edges with all of these other things, and it's just really nice. There's nothing to be scared of here. This is, what was the word? A short haul shanty for getting the job done. So like, if that's, you know, if you need to get the job done, we've got a short haul shanty to sell you.
Yeah.
All right.
That was one of them.
That was so easy. We'll come back to it in a minute and see if it's like hanging out doing anything weird, but let's see. Ooh, I've been wearing this one. I done be wearing this one. Leave Her Johnny. So I actually read the poem, the shanty for this one. I'm not gonna, perform it.
Oh.
But it says, a sailor's love song to her ship. Laotian oud, white cedar wood, sweet black patchouli, spiced rum, blackened fig, and coconut. So this is great because it has a little overlap with what we just smelled.
I know. No wonder you've been wearing it.
Weirdly, it also has overlap with Elegba, which I just mentioned.
Yeah.
And a couple of old loopers that I have been wearing that have some coconut in them. Leave Her Johnny. I'm all about any title that sounds like it's telling somebody to leave someone. You know?
All about a title in which someone is telling Johnny to do something.
Yeah. Like what?
This Johnny.
Like, what was the Poe song?
Angry Johnny.
Angry Johnny, another classic.
You got, several Liz Phair songs referencing this Johnny.
Yes.
You know, who is Johnny? It's
Chances
just a
are,
guy.
Johnny is like a good stand-in name for just like some jackhole.
Totally.
That you end up
Johnny's
singing
a
a song
polite
about.
name for some jackhole.
Listen, Johnny, but if someone's calling you Johnny and your name's not Johnny, you know you're in trouble. This scent is just so fucking sexy.
I love this. Yeah, it is.
It's just got this like the coconut and fig have this kind of like, you know, meaty, sweet, you know, kind of like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's got some like kind of like edge to it, but it's also mellow.
It's another one where it just really, it does like scratch like a sweet spot in my brain where I'm just like, this is perfect.
I have this thing where it's like,
it.
if someone's wearing too much perfume, you know, but you're like overjoyed because you're really into it. That happened to me with an Armenian fellow at the Starbucks. I still remember it. It was like 2 years ago. But this guy in front of me at the Starbucks doused from head to toe in something, and it should have been completely repulsive, but instead I wanted to like eat caviar off of his earlobes. It was just like decadent. And I'm glad I don't know what perfume it was because it was probably something embarrassingly inferior.
I've never heard about this incident.
Oh, I told you. I told you about this.
I don't know.
Remember, you know, the caviar and the earlobes? Well, if you want me to eat caviar off of your earlobes, this is the one.
I don't.
Leave Her Johnny. I'm right here. It's not excessively boozy. It's like spicy. The cedar is not as, and the cedar and patchouli combo is not as snarly as in the Hall in the Bowline.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like
overall just a sweeter,
rummy and spicy and earthy and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me, here's what it reminds me of recently is the gingerbread and leather a little bit, because that had tobacco. Does this have tobacco in it? No, I don't even know what I'm talking about because it doesn't really have a lot of overlap in the notes, but they remind me of each other in terms of being like sweet and spicy and dark and dangerous. A little bit dangerous, but I can handle it. I can change him.
Leave Her Johnny.
But Daddy, I love him. Next we have Roll the Old Chariot, which is something I overhear said about me all the time. I am going to give a little context on this one since we've been simmering along. It says, it is said that after Horatio Nelson's death at the Battle of Trafalgar, his body was preserved in a cask of rum, or in some tales, brandy. Very important to get these historical details correct.
They're really different.
In order to preserve it for transport back to England, and so when the cask arrived, it was empty of spirits, and a hole was found where the sailors had been sucking the booze with a straw. So basically, this is a funny story about a bunch of idiot sailors drinking corpse juice, getting drunk off of like corpse fluid. But like you're at sea, you know.
Oh, I feel ill.
Yeah. And so the scent, it says, is oak planks, iron, brandy, and spiced rum. The remains of Vice Admiral Nelson have been omitted from this fragrance.
Thank God.
For now.
Oh.
So, and it's fine because we're not going to drink it. So it's like, it's probably fine. So I instantly get this kind of like hiccup
boozy.
Of the diaphragm because of the booziness and also because of imagining that there is like a body in this. Okay, so this is less sweet than the one that we just smelled. It really is like, it's got those like invisible waves coming off of it that make you feel like you're gonna get drunk from smelling it.
Yeah.
Like this is a perfume you could keep on your bedside table and maybe use for poppers. Woo! Yeah, all of my smooth muscular system just relaxed at once. Okay, so not only is it not super sweet, but on the skin it almost immediately becomes like drier.
Yes.
And more metallic, like oakier, I want to say. Was that oak
yeah.
planks? Oak planks, yeah. Whoa!
Yeah,
wow.
There's definitely like a dry wood metal.
Yes.
That is popping out way more.
The metal is kind of frightening.
It is. I'm a little afraid. I'm still really grossed out by the story.
Yeah.
That's where my head is. I'm just like, that's so bad.
That's so bad. It's a bunch of sailors just trying to get fucked up and have a little hetero-flexible fun, and next thing you know, you've got like...
Did you drink the booze in that cask?
You know, it was a little cloudy.
But it was great. It did the job. We were drunk. We were ill.
We were frigging in the rigging.
Yo ho ho.
Yo ho ho, indeed. Wow. So yeah, like there's like something kind of like rusty and gunpowdery about this. And that feint of sweetness in that way that, you know, like when you're drinking a strong spirit, that even if it is like technically has some sweetness to it, your whole mouth has gone into Bioshock, so it barely matters. Fascinating. I like this because it's really atmospheric. It's extremely gender neutral. I know that like oak and booze and steel scents are the things that society has condoned for masculine presentation, which says far more about society than it does about the scent, to be honest. I just love this. I find it kind of weirdly, it's like chill, but it does have some like excitement to it. I don't know. I don't drink a lot, so even just the proximity to the smell of alcohol just reads in my brain as like, ooh, danger, danger. I think that it's so funny how much time I spend smelling like rum, and yet I just don't drink it. Isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm. What's up with that?
I'm really curious about, for some people, if this would constitute a hazard to their sobriety, or if it would actually help them like kind of scratch some kind of craving, like kind of like how if I am craving cookies and then I put on a cookie perfume, then I don't crave it as much. I don't know. You know, I'm sure some of you out there have interesting pasts from which to draw upon in letting us know your opinions on this important matter of the day. Moving on to our next scent, which is Row Bullies Row.
Oh, I hate bullies.
Or is it Row Bullies Row? Or Row Bullies Row? Or Row Bullies Row? The spelling is the same, either usage. Because, you know, two things that you can count on sailors to do is row and row. Wow, I've never lost an audience so quickly in my life as when I went down this path. I could just feel like those metal gates.
The auditorium is empty.
Slamming shut all around me. Well, for those faithful who are still with us, the scent is honeyed rum, a whiff of almond, and a hint of something suspiciously soporific.
Oh.
Fascinating. Okay.
Okay.
I like a mystery, especially at sea. Ooh. Okay.
Oh, that's
another
really rummy.
Another wooze-inducing booze.
It like burned.
Yes.
Through my nasal passage.
It like poked 2 raw almonds into the soft areas of my sinus cavities. I love it. We did the one of the dead leaves from the Halloween collection was a bourbon and bitter almond, and
oh yeah,
this has some overlap there. Of course, it does not have the dead leaves, and a hint of something suspiciously soporific. That's because in the Shanty, someone's drink ends up being doctored. I don't know what is in this that makes it smell like poison. That is so fascinating. It's like a Mickey Finn, I guess. That almond is like a really lovely tempered almond. We've had a few good ones lately. I think, I wonder if Elizabeth got some of the feedback with a lot of the almond scents, how everyone's like, that's the first and only thing that I can smell when I open it. When actually, in a couple of these recently, the almond is just kind of like simmering there. Simmered almond.
Ooh, sounds good.
Let's make a little real estate for this one. There's like some knockout drops in there. It is really, I don't know what that smell is. I want to say it's like faintly medicinal, but like an old world apothecary kind of way.
Yeah.
Not like a like inline at Rite Aid kind of way. You know what I'm saying?
Something kind of herbal.
Yeah, like some kind of like really dark berry that humans aren't supposed to eat. Someone with
the almond is really incredible.
Someone with a more refined palate is going to pick it out right away and show up in the comments of this video, like 2 months from now, and school us. So I welcome that.
Hello.
We're open to a variety of opinions, especially when they come too late for us to do anything about it.
Yeah.
That's the best kind of correction. Whew. Well, all the boozy scents are really making me feel a little wobbly.
Out to sea.
A little insincere,
Uh-oh.
My sincerity points are crashing. Fortunately, we only have one more to get through this collection for you completists out there.
I know another rum.
Some people were waiting to order any of these until they'd heard us talk about all of them, which I find immensely flattering. The idea that we would have anything really useful to impart, I guess, in terms of prioritizing the ingredients in case like you're worried about something being like super strong right off the bat. But I choose to be very flattered. It's a choice that I make daily.
Yeah.
The Wellerman. This is one that I know people were really excited about because it's a really popular sea shanty. You know what? Guess what? I also saw people crying out for tea scents recently in some forum conversation. This is a sugar, tea, and rum.
It is another rum scent.
The line was cut, the whale was freed. The captain's mind was not on greed. He belonged to the sailor's creed, and he let that whale go. And he went and had a cup of tea, and he spiked it so he wouldn't get the shakes. Oh, lovely. All right.
Oh.
We got to put it somewhere else that's not already, drunk. So I haven't worn a lot of tea scents. There just haven't. I need more. What I love about this is it is very dark and very sugary. And after like the gourmand explosion of Yule, winter 2020, and so forth, it's nice to have something. Oh, okay. So it's almost. Oh, this is great. The tea is so. There's almost like an absinthe quality to it. I know that's gonna scare people away. But are you getting it?
It's just like very herbal.
It is very herbal. You know what I think it might be too is that sometimes the sugar note gives me kind of a bit of a lemony thing to it. That happens to me when I smell sweets to the sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's that weird citrus quality to it.
It's like it's so sweet that your body doesn't even know how to comprehend it, and so I start smelling like,
I'm really amping the tea. The sugar's kind of not.
Really? Can I? Should we do the old arm swap?
So it's right there. Where's yours?
Yeah, there.
Well, that's completely different on you.
Yep.
That smells nice.
Yours smells like a nice dry canister of tea, just like that you would smell off the shelf.
Yeah.
And mine smells like a tea that I like dissolved pineapple gummy bears into.
Yeah.
Which I am prone to doing.
It smells really nice on you. It just smells completely different on me.
I mean, I would like to have it both ways. I guess this is why it's good that we're friends. And we can just, dab and sniff each other when we get bored, which is often. But at least we're not at sea.
That is really good.
It's among the few perks of life barreling into 2021. I could be at... Also, if I was at sea, it's probably because I'd be on one of those, like, hospital ships in the harbor, which is, like, let's be real, the romance of the high seas is, scarce in that situation. So, we have our health, we have each other, we have a few fumes, we have Lupercalia perfumes coming out imminently. I don't know, this week? Over the weekend? That's my guess. Burying the lead at the end of this video for those who watch and listen and take note and leave funny jokes in the comments that we read late at night when we should be unplugging. So, if anyone has any questions about the Fire Down Below series, please pipe up and we will try to address them. Your endless patience and generosity as an audience are, as ever, greatly appreciated.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I am in agreement.
Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon.
Get it?
Because, you know, she's the one called Sailor Moon.
I thought I was the one called Sailor Moon.
You were the one called Sailor...
This is where you're supposed to make a Uranus joke.
Oh. Well, you did it for me.
Right.
On that note...
On that note, we're done. So, later.
Bye-bye.